Hey guys, what's going on? So I got a request a little while ago to show how to drive one of these things. If you look back on my channel, there's, how to drive a 7220 and a 5065, I think I did. Those are, well, the 7220 is a row crop tractor. The 5065 is just a general utility tractor. They are geared transmissions. They got a power reverser. You can watch those videos if you want to and show you how to do all that. But this is, how to drive John Deere 2210 or a compact utility tractor. This specific one, I don't know if I've done a whole spiel on this, but this specific tractor is a 2004. It's got a 54-inch mower deck. It is shaft driven. You can see the gearbox right there. So that's nice. It's got a mid PTO, 2100 RPM. It's got a rear PTO. You can see the cover on there. It's got obviously a 3-point hitch. We got the eye match on there, which is really handy. Got a 210 loader, about 600 or 700 pound capacity, which isn't a whole lot, but I mean it can go a long way, really. This does have a Yanmar diesel engine in it. All the John Deere little subcompacts and compacts have the Yanmars in them. This is the 3TNE74, I believe, little diesel engine. So you can see the injector pump and the fan and the water pump. There's an alternator over yonder, right there. Let's see. There's a little tiny exhaust manifold and comes up to the muffler and all that. Real efficient engine, super reliable, pretty bulletproof. The MR engines are really bulletproof. You see the radiator up front and everything. But, I mean, this thing has just about 500 hours on it. Let's see if I can show you guys the hour meter. 494. I just got back from mowing some. That's why it's just a little dirty, but this thing's going to be getting a pretty big service here pretty soon, moving all the drive shafts and everything. So the mower deck is shaft driven. Obviously the hydrostatic transmission is shaft driven. It is a hydro, like I just said, so you got reverse and forward pedals. I will start it up and I'll show you guys a little further on what to do. Anyways, that's an overview on the tractor. It is a small little tractor, don't get me wrong, but these things are like Swiss Army knives. They can pretty much do just about anything. So real useful with bringing trees down if you're cutting down trees, or mowing, or any kind of loader work. Or I mean, I've gone to customers' houses and literally picked up their riding mowers or whatever and brought them home on a set of pallet forks we got for the front here. Alright, so let me go over something real quick, or let me go over how to operate it real quick. So, one more thing, it is power steering. You can see the hydraulic ram there for the power steering, and it is four-wheel drive. So that's nice. Alright, let me go over everything with you guys. I'll step on up here. Put the sunglasses right there. So on the dash, got your steering wheel, obviously. This one is not tilt steering. Some of the newer ones are tilt steering. Here are your forward and reverse pedals for your hydro. Here's your parking brake and your brake right over here. And your parking brake lever right down there. Just gotta push the brake pedal, push that in, brake pedal comes out, and that's parking brake off. And then you are free to push your hydro pedals forward and reverse. Over on our right side, we've got a couple little shafts or levers and stuff. This is your gear selector, or range selector. This tractor has high range and low range. Low range is good for really tight maneuvering and loader work, that's what I meant to say. And then high range is good for if you're moving someplace or another, if you're on the road, or if you're mowing. Also good for that. Back here is your 3-point control, your hitch control, rock shaft, whatever you want to call it. So up is up, and down, as you can see right now, is down. So it controls your 3-point hitch, which the mower deck has linkage going back there, so it is power deck lift up and down. The hydraulics work sometimes off of gravity if they're up, especially with the loader. if the loader is up and you push the loader control or SCV control down, it will lower the loader, regardless if the engine's running or not. On that topic, this is the loader control. It's just like pretty much every single tractor that is in existence. So you pull it back, that's the loader up, push it down, loader forward. Pushing it out is curling the bucket out, and pulling it in is curling the bucket in. Over there we have our key switch. So off, on, or run, and then start, which I'll start it here in a little bit. This is our throttle control right here. It's a little stiff on this specific tractor, as you can hear. But throttle control. Coming to our dash, we've got a fuel gauge as well as some dummy lights, oil pressure, battery. This is the only coolant temperature thing you get. If that lights up, turn the tractor off pretty much right away. It doesn't have an actual temp gauge. Here's your right turn signal indicator. Over on the left side, we've got our tachometer, hour meter, left turn signal indicator. This is your light switch, so your hazards, headlights, and your single tail light. And then this is headlights, tail light, and hazards. Over here you got your turn signals. So left turn signal, right turn signal. Pretty self-explanatory. Really handy when you're on the road and if somebody's pulling up behind you real quick. Down on the floor, this is our control for raising and lowering or setting the height for the mower deck. Right now I've got it set at 4.5, which is 3 inches. I don't know why the numbers are off a little bit, but they are. Back here is the valve for the 3-point hitch, depending on how quickly you want it to raise or lower. This lever right over here is your 4-wheel drive. Right now it's up. That means we're in 2-wheel drive. So that means only rear-wheel drive. Pushing it down engages the 4-wheel drive, engages the front axle, and that's 4-wheel drive. Running it in 4-wheel drive is not as fuel efficient because obviously you're turning on more tires, turning all 4 tires, but you do get better 4-wheel braking, and you get better traction in sticky situations. So that's what that lever's for. Let's see, that lock right there, as you can see, slides in and out. I'm not going to go all the way over with it, but that locks your selective control valves, or SCV, or loader control, or whatever you want to call it, so that if you don't have the loader or anything hydraulic hooked up to the SCVs down over here, which SCV is selective control valve, then you're not able to move the stick with nothing that's plugged into it. This lever right here is our diff lock, differential lock. It's just foot control. You just hold it down. If you get into a low traction situation, lift it back up and it disengages. I said that was a parking brake. Over here is only one lever, which is the Pto selector. Like I said, this tractor has a mid PTO and a rear PTO. So forward is running just the mid PTO. Middle is running both PTOs in case you want to run a snowblower on the front and something else in the back, or whatever. And then back is just your rear PTO if you've got a bush hog or a rear snowblower or a tiller or whatever. Normally we run it just in the middle because we normally only run a deck on this thing, on this specific tractor. Alright, so I'll go ahead and start it up, show you guys the loader operation, and show you the transmission operation. So this tractor does have glow plugs. They're not easy, they don't tell you it has glow plugs, but it does. Yanmar did put glow plugs in their engines. To activate the glow plugs, if it's really cold, you put the tractor in gear. It will not start with it in gear. You turn the key on and you hold it, and you see the lights kind of clicked a little bit. That means the glow plugs have cycled. You can hold it longer or whatever in colder weather. Then you put the transmission back into neutral. You do not have to have your parking brake set when you start it. And just turn the key and it'll fire right up. So that's starting it. Real simple. Let me get my sunglasses out of here. The loader control, I'll show you that as well. Pull back on the stick. Raise the loader. I will throttle it up just a little bit to spin the hydraulic pump a little faster. So raise the loader, lower the loader, pushing it forward, and then curling the bucket or whatever implement on the front out, and then curling it back in. So pretty easy. There's also something on this tractor called float, which what you do is you take your loader control and you push it all the way forward, and it locks forward so that if you have your bucket down or whatever and you want to grade something, the loader will literally float across the ground and not mess anything up. And you can just literally just click it back out. So that's float, and then click it back out, and then raise your loader back up. Here's your flashers. Let me do this real quick. Get off the tractor. Here's your flashers control. It turns your flashers on and off. Turn signals. Your tail light is just a little lens right back here. Just a little red spot there. And then you have your headlights, which are pretty bright. And also something else we've added to this tractor is a rear work light. We have our Rasta Pirate flag. We have a rear work light on this, and we installed a switch right down here. Flip the switch, and your rear work light turns on, which is really handy if you're putting trailers away at the nighttime, which I end up doing more often than I think I do. And then also, you can see there's your switches or your lights for the turn signals and the flashers. Just like a car. Alright, last thing is the transmission selector. So we'll go ahead and put that in low range. We need to raise our 3-point up. So we'll push this lever back and raise the 3-point. And it also raises and lowers the mower deck, like I said. This is a seat belt. Wear your seat belt whenever you're driving this thing. That way if you do roll over, the rocks will catch you and you'll stay in the seat. Alright, so we're in low range. Our parking brake is off. And literally all you have to do is just push on the pedals. You go backwards, then you go forwards. Throttle it up a little bit. That's low range, and you can put it up into high range. You got to be stopped whenever you shift gears, otherwise you'll grind them. Then high range is, well, high, it's faster. So that's how to drive one of these things. Oh, and lastly, this knob right here is your PTO on and off, power takeoff. So I'm going to go ahead and engage the mower deck. I'll show you how to do that. You want it to be at idle, so this tractor idles about 1350, 1400 RPM. And make sure your selector is in the right position, which mine's all the way forward to run the mower deck, which is on the mid PTO. Literally all you do is just grab the switch and pull it up. Mower deck engages, and then you can throttle it up, and the mower deck will spin. You want to engage the mower deck on any tractor, or any implement from any tractor with the tractor at idle or very slow speed. That way you don't beat up the clutch for the PTO. If you engage it at high speed, then you can break stuff, you can wear out your clutch fast, all that kind of stuff. To turn it off, literally all you got to do is just flip the key. Go ahead and put our loader down, and the tractor's not running, and I'll go ahead and move the loader. So, really simple to drive these things, guys. If you wanted to test drive one, go to your local John Deere dealer. I'm sure they'd be more than happy to let you be able to test drive a tractor like this. They're super useful. We use ours all the time. Just can't say enough about them. Y'all have seen this tractor before. You won't. Certainly you'll see it again. And now you guys know how to operate it. So, thank you so much, guys, for watching. I know it's a long video. We're at basically 14.5 minutes now, but now you know the full operations of a John Deere 2210, or really any John Deere subcompact or compact utility tractor. Alright guys, thanks again for watching. Please remember to comment, rate, subscribe, and I will talk to you guys later.